This video is for the ladies that have often wondered, why did my ex get with a woman that's not as attractive? Yeah, I know you ladies have seen this many times or have experienced this before, where you were dating a guy, you were in a marriage, whatever, and he ends up getting with a girl that's not nearly as attractive as you. Well, I'm here to share in this video the 5 reasons why he chose another woman that's actually not necessarily as attractive as you are. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys and the women that want to understand them. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and a notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. Woo! All right, let's get into this video. So, your ex-boyfriend or your ex-husband has gotten together with a woman that's not nearly as attractive as you. Maybe she's not even as thin as you or as fit as you, or maybe her teeth are not even as nice as you. So I'm going to get into the 5 reasons why he chose this other woman and left you, or he started a relationship with someone that ultimately is not as attractive as you. Okay, so reason number one, and not in this particular order, but this is the way I put them down in my notes. So the reason number one that he got with a woman that's not as attractive as you is because she treats him better. And I can go on in details about how she treats him better, but I will just let me mention this. Over time, many relationships, what happens is the woman starts complaining. She starts complaining about all kinds of things about the guy. Oh, I don't like your socks. Oh, I wish you would help me out more often. It's like the guy eventually can't ever do anything that's good enough. Okay. I was married for 20 years and I went through this whole process, and I've been single for 4 years. And even in dating, this tends to creep in with a lot of women where they start nitpicking at things and start complaining about things. And I'm just trying to be the best guy I can be. And I'm not perfect, but this is what happens, especially in longer term relationships, is that women start to nitpick at the guy. Some people say nagging, and it seems like the guy can never do anything good enough, right? And so that's one of the reasons why he got with this other woman who's not as attractive as you, is because she treats him better. Number two, and this is kind of an obvious one, is the sex is better. Now, when I say the sex is better, maybe when you started off your relationship with your ex, the sex was amazing. But over time, that sex has reached a point where you're basically not having sex, or maybe the sex was what you thought was good, but he thought for many years that you were selfish or that you didn't want to participate in some of the naughty things that he wanted to do. Okay, so for examples, maybe he wanted to go to a swingers club. Maybe he wanted to watch porn with you. Maybe he was into BDSM. Who knows? Whatever it is, maybe he didn't even share these things with you because he thought that you just call a spade, that you were a prune and you weren't going to be into those things, and he didn't want to upset you or, cause waves in the relationship. So if he got with another woman that's not as attractive as you, there's a very high chance that the sex is better and that she is not as selfish. And I'm calling a spade here because there are a lot of both on both sides. There's men that are selfish and there's women that are selfish. But from a guy's perspective, there's a lot of women that I've got with in relationships and even in my marriage, and they get very selfish over time. So that's another reason why he would get with another woman who's not as attractive as you, is because the sex is better. Number three, no drama. Okay, this kind of ties back to my first point. Men don't want drama. They try to avoid confrontation for the most part. I'm not speaking for all men. I'm saying the majority of men don't want to have confrontation. They don't want to have any drama. And here's an example of drama, okay? Where the guy makes a plan to a restaurant and he's in this relationship with this person, and maybe you've been guilty of this, and that you've said, no, I don't want to go there, or, oh, I don't like the food there. And again, he's trying to do a good thing. He's booked the reservation, he's gotten all excited, and he thought you would be super down to go to this place. And then all he's getting back is just complaints. And again, it's kind of ties back to the first thing, that he can't seem to do anything good enough. All right. And in general, men don't want drama. They get enough of it in their jobs. They get enough of it with just the pressure of having to be a provider all the time, and to be this person that can't be as emotional as they wish they could be. This is the men's story, all right? So if he got with another woman because she's not as good as if he gets with a woman that's not as good as looking as you, then there's a chance that one of the reasons is because there's no drama or way less drama. Number 4 is he got with a woman who's not as attractive as you because she lets him lead. At the end of the day, men want to lead. Not all men are natural leaders. Many men fuck up in this area where they don't lead when women want them to lead. But what if it reaches a point where the woman's always taking charge? And again, maybe this is the fault of the guy, but maybe the woman's always taking charge, making plans, taking the lead, and yet he wants to take the lead, but you don't trust him to make good decisions or to book the reservations on time. So this new person that he's with, if she lets him take the lead, that could be another reason why he has gotten with her and she's less attractive. Number 5, and this is more common, he would get with a less attractive woman than you because they have more in common. I don't know what the two of you had in common before in your relationships, but perhaps this new person, despite her looks, maybe one of the things they have in common is music. For example, I have a hyper scooter, the ones you can stand on, super fast. Anyways, I sometimes join these bicycle clubs. And in Atlanta, where I live, they have a thing called critical mass. And there's like 500 to 1,000 cyclists at the end of every month that get together for a group ride. So one time I'm there and I've got some music in my backpack playing, and it's EDM music. And this woman comes up to me. She's like, "Oh man, I love your music." And one thing leads to another. She's like, "Oh, do you ever go to this EDM nightclub?" And I said, "Yes, sometimes." And she's like, "Oh, we should go together." And I was single at the time. I'm dating someone now. And she's like, "We should go together." So I'm thinking, okay. And she was cute. So I was like, "Oh, is she like trying to make a move or whatever?" So I said, "Okay, cool. So do you normally go on your own? Do you go with friends?" And she's like, "Well, sometimes I go with friends or I go alone." And I said, "Oh, okay, cool." So we exchanged numbers, and then I asked her out to go out with me to this nightclub. And then one thing leads to another, and she tells me she's married. So she goes off, imagine this, she's going off and meeting guys to go and have fun at EDM nightclubs because her husband just refuses to like that kind of music, be involved in that kind of music. And so I don't think that relationship's going to last very long because she's going to end up cheating probably. So anyways, having music in common is a big deal. Having food in common is a big deal. Maybe she's a vegan, you were a vegan, or he was a vegan, or something like this, and there was a misalignment there, and then he finds someone where they have more in common with their food preferences. That's a real thing. Hobbies, I mentioned nightclubs, and so hobbies is a big thing. Maybe he really is into golf and you were not, and he meets somebody who's super into golf. So I'm just explaining all these reasons why he potentially got with another woman that is not as attractive as you. So I just want to leave you with this. That's not all about the looks. Yes, it's one thing, but I've gone on hundreds of dates, okay, in the last 4 years. And a lot of women that are super good looking are garbage personalities, all right? Or they're super picky with things, or they just have a bad attitude. And so I would much rather start dating somebody who's less attractive, but she treats me really well, and we have all those other things in common, and she checks off those 5 boxes that I mentioned. All right. Let me know in the comments what you think of this, and if you'd like me to do more videos aimed towards women and giving women advice on their dating and relationships. All right. We'll see you next time. Thank you.